Welcome back, everybody. My name is Drig Gagan, and this is Greg Tech New Horizons. So, we're in the Steam age now. Got my 4 machines sitting over here doing their work. I have been prepping quite a few materials. I've also modified the sound of blocks because it was a little bit too loud last episode. Apologies for that. So I've lowered the sound. These guys are a bit quieter now. They're not as quiet as I would like, but they're at least quieter than they were previously. But yeah, I have been gathering up the materials necessary in order to knock out a few quests here in the Steam age. The first of which I went out in my journey map, and I'm gonna wait for it to be nighttime here, and then sleep away the night, hopefully. Yeah, the torches aren't turning red, so I'm not too worried about it. So far, only still had just the one blood moon. Cross my fingers it won't happen for another 100 days or something, you know, who knows. But yeah, so if I open my journey map, I got in a boat and I floated my boat down all the way over to here. It ended up like falling apart because I guess it's got its own durability, and if you float in it for too long it just like sinks or breaks or whatever. Anyway, I then was wandering up this way and I found a village, and in that village I did find a what do you want to call it, a smeltery area. And so I robbed the village of their smeltery, but not only that, there are several of these longer buildings in here, and those ones had a bunch of books. So I came home with a nice stack of books and decided I'm going to put them to use. One of the quests that we have coming up here is we need to make a bookshelf. That actually completes 2 quests, technically. There is the quest here in the Steam age for getting Welcome to Forestry done, and then that same quest is also here on the Forestry and Multi-Farms tab, but the whole point of making the bookshelf is so that I can turn around and I can make a forestry work table. So that is fantastic. I've been thinking about where I want to put it, and for right now I want to put it there. It'll be underneath my water tank at this point, but hey, look at that. Now I can start doing stuff like I can take my my tools that I have over here. Let's see here. Saw, soft hammer, wrench, file, wire cutters, and I can take all of those things and I can put them here inside my work table, and that way as I start making things it can remember certain recipes, and we can more quickly and more easily craft stuff here. The other thing that will be nice is once we get to that point, I'm going to take some more iron, make some buckets, and that way I can just bucket up like, you know, 5 or 6 things of water, throw it in the work table, and quickly make concrete, because concrete is the next thing on our list of stuff to make. Also over here, I now have a bricked bronze hull. And the whole point of the bricked bronze hull is I decided I'm going to go ahead and make a steam furnace. The whole reason for a steam furnace is simply because I get tired of using this poor little guy here burning through my charcoal. I would rather, and I've got a water pipe already there, I'd rather get up on the roof, break this spot open, and slap in a coal boiler, and that way we can then fill this guy with steam from 2 sources. It'll help when I'm running these machines. This thing was full, and just me grinding up stone, sand, clay, at the same time smelting a little bit of bronze and hammering out plates, this thing was draining and I used like half my tank. So yeah, that is on the list to be improved there. I did make my my little to-do list here. You can see I've got a couple of ideas. I have basic ore automation, literally as basic as it gets. I throw ore in here, it grinds it, and then it pops out down here, and that way I can just, you know, slap in a stack of basaltic mineral sand, and I can get out a bunch of iron that I can then throw into a furnace and smelt it up. So that is the whole idea there with the furnace. Let's go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll just get one of these guys made real quick. So here we go. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to like snag this furnace and just make it out of that furnace, but that's all right. I can just make another one. So there's that, but I'm going to need, come on now, 1, 2, and then 1, 2 sets of pipes. I'm going to need my hammer and my wrench. And that's not the right one. There they are, small bronze fluid pipes. We're going to need 13 of those. And the reason for that is this first guy, he can go there, and we can grab one of these furnaces. There's our steam furnace. And then the other thing that I need to do is wrap this guy, put the wrench in, oh, not the wrench, the hammer in there, make a bronze hull. And then the bronze hull can be done with a piston and a piece of glass, and then 6 more of these things, and there is our steam extractor. That's still nice and loud. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to figure out what that is under in order to get that to clean its noise up. But there is both our steam furnace and our steam extractor. The other thing I have prepped here is I have these guys, and I can wrench together, there we go, 4 iron furnaces. Let's just make sure that that gets recorded as complete. There it is, good. So yeah, I've got the clay cobble, I did the furnaces and the iron plates. I've already ground up all of this material that I need. Next up is to make a bunch of bricks. As you can read over in here, they want 432 bricks. And then that gets ground up into brick dust, and then the brick dust and the clay dust get combined into this compressed fire clay, and then you smelt that into fire bricks. And then you add the fire bricks, the gypsum dust, and the concrete in order to make these fire bricks here like this. So yeah, fire brick, fire bricks. And then from there, we can then take 4 of those along with the wrench and the 4 iron furnaces to make our first bricked blast furnace. So that's what this pile of materials is here. There's, you can see my calcite, my gypsum, my clay dust, my quartz sand, my stone dust, all of that stuff necessary to make concrete. Well, not the gypsum, but the rest of this stuff is all necessary in order to make concrete, and then the, you know, can go into that mess. So with our steam extractor, I think the steam extractor is decent enough that I can put it there, and I don't have to worry about how much steam it consumes. But that will be there for getting our sulfur and stuff. And then I really have never used the steam furnace, so we can put that guy there, and then now that it's there, it can use up some of this steam in order to prep itself for that. The other thing that I'm probably going to do is I'm going to start accepting rewards. I've cleaned up some of my stuff, but still, you know, a few things here and there that I need to work on. My coins are still way over here in the top of those 2 chests, along with my dusts and other crushed stuff from hitting those small veins. So yeah, I need to get a little bit more stuff cleaned up. This house is eventually going to expand some more, because I would like to build a kitchen area. That's what that cooking area is for, and you know, start getting into some of the cooking with blockheads blocks. But in order to make one of them, let's see here. In order to make one of these guys, let's go ahead and clear out that, clear out that, clear out that. Backpack when we get steel. That was the steel item I was thinking of, was the backpack. But if we take a look at cooking, this guy right here, this cooking table, requires this Cooking for Blockheads 2 book, and that Cooking for Blockheads 2 book requires 2 steel plates and a couple of crafting tables. And then we have to smelt a book in order to get that initial recipe book. So yeah, I'm going to end up doing stuff like that in order to work with the cooking areas, and then I can flesh out a kitchen area, and that way I can make food rather than coming over here and trying to find something I haven't eaten in a while. I can start making actual food and get working towards that. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out a way to get up on the roof again and get our small coal boiler put up there, feed it with the coal from this furnace so that it helps power up our steam tank, and then we can take a look at here in the steam. Nothing really going on here. It does give us a little bit of food. The extractor, however, can now extract mud. No. You can pull clay. Oh. Apparently if you use this, we can extract clay from mud. Interesting. Okay, well, that's fine. But not sure that I need that right now. But the next big thing that we're working on is that steel. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some buckets made up, and we will get started on this forestry work table, start making our concrete, which then we can go into making our fire bricks. Let's see here. If we take a look at this, fire clay just comes from fire clay, which comes from mixing brick dust and clay dust. So it's going to take me a while to smelt up bricks and then grind them in the macerator and then mix them with the clay. Pretty easy stuff. We get that, and then we're going to stick it into a smelter, or sorry, a furnace, and smelt up these actual fire bricks. And then yeah, you can see there we've got some gypsum, our fire bricks, and then this bucket of concrete, which takes, you know, calcite, quartz sand, stone dust, and clay dust, and makes up a bunch of concrete so that we can use that. Oh, I may have made too much then. I may only need 36 dust, and the other 108 of that would have been for making the, for this portion of making the compressed fire clay, and instead I made another 108 clay dust. So I wonder what else can we do with clay dust? Can make unfired clay buckets. I may just keep it for more concrete because we are going to want to make multiple, ooh, and it's dark. I may want to make multiple blast furnaces. Usually they want you to make 4 of them so you can quickly make steel. So having all that clay dust isn't harmful, it's just not optimal right this second. So anyway, I'll be back in a bit to work on our brick blast furnace. Here we are again. I've already gone ahead and gone through the steps of combining the clay and brick to make the fire brick, compressing it, and then smelting it, and made the fire bricks. You can see right here is my work table where I could quickly and easily make grab 4 buckets of water, put in the materials, get the concrete, then quickly move back over and make the fire bricks. And then right here I have everything necessary in order to go ahead and finish off this quest by making that EBF or BBF, not an electric blast furnace, just a bricked blast furnace. So with that done, now I'm going to look at chunk borders here, and I got to figure out where I want to stick this stuff so that I'm not getting poisoned. And probably my best bet, so what I was thinking is I have that tree there. It probably won't stay there, but it's there right now. I have the smeltery in that chunk. I have the first coke oven over in this chunk. So I figured maybe we would just put it like right here. So if I face this way, I want that there, and then we can go like this. Oh, that's never good. Wrench. Help me, wrench. There we go. 1, 2, 3, like so. 3, 3, 3, and there we go. There is our brick blast furnace. If we right click on it, look at that. We get a UI. It doesn't look like anything's wrong with it. So the next thing to do is to fill it up and get it going with some steel, or get it going with some iron and some whatever it's called, coal coke. There we go. One thing I am currently doing, my macerator is going over there, and that's grinding up a bunch of basaltic mineral sand in order to get some more iron ready, because we will eventually want like 4 stacks of iron. But at least for right now, that part's done. We do get 32 coal coke for getting that done. We already get loot bags, so I think I'm going with the concentrated essence berries. There's a couple of them. I can go for the gold ones here, or a loot bag. This one I could go for either the gold or the berries. And there was one other quest that gives you those essence berries, and I'm trying to remember which of these it is hiding under, to know whether it might be worth it or not to try and get that, or to complete it in order to collect that reward. So I'm gonna have to figure out which one it's under. But while I was waiting for most of this stuff to occur, one of the things I was doing is I was going down in to the mineral sand site and the lapis site, and I was working on getting more calcite and more gypsum together and ready, because under multi-block goals, once we get our first little bit of steel, I love this, we now have view mode, so we can actually click it and see everything, and when you click on a quest, it'll show you what you need. But we need a stack of steel, and then it's going to have us make another bricked blast furnace, and then once that one is done and completed, meaning you get that full first stack, then it goes to the 4 times where it wants 4 stacks and makes you build the other 2 bricked blast furnaces. So that will be an interesting thing there that we'll be working towards basically in our spare time. I don't want to, you know, go after that stuff immediately, but I also didn't want to just let it sit there and wait, you know, basically stand in my base and waste time while we could be gathering up materials and preparing for the next set of stuff. So I'm not seeing it in here. I know it's around here somewhere. Maybe it's something under, who knows, fishing, farming, cooking. No, that's IC2 crop stuff. The weeds is also under IC2 crop stuff. So anyway, I'll figure out where it's hiding, and then once we have it, I'll make a decision on what I'm going to do with that. In the meantime, I'm going to collect the rest of the stuff that I'm going to need in order to finish out those other brick blast furnaces, find that thing, get the quest rewards for it, and then from there I can just go ahead and then start up a bunch of steel. I do have a little bit of coal coke already that we can use to start on. I wonder if this thing can be compressed, and then if you compress it, does it have, can we use, yeah, the primitive blast furnace, and we could get 20 to 30. Oh, that's 10. That's not what I'm looking for. Iron, no. No, none of that. I'm looking for something with steel here. Antimony, nope. More iron, more iron. Where is, oh, there it is. Oh, wow. No, that's Californium. There's iron. Block will get you 5 and some ashes. Yeah, I was under the impression that the primitive blast furnace would give you like 1 to 1. That's no good. Let's take a look at this then and see what this does. A block and 18 will get you 9. 1 and 2 will get you 1. Okay, well, maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it's changed. I don't know which, but either way, it looks like it's going to be a 2 to 1 deal in order to get from iron to from iron to steel. So our best bet is actually to go ahead and form this into a block. And that'll get us one extra one, because you saw that if you use a block you get 5. If you don't, then you could potentially do 4 with 8 and have one left over that doesn't, that'll only get you half a steel. So we'll go ahead and compress this, get out that block, and then go put it in our setup and get our first 5 pieces of steel going. So all right, I'm going to pause it. I'll be back once I'm done with some more stuff, trying to get us to blast off so that we can start unlocking more quests. All right, you can tell it's been a while since I've played this game. I goofed. I had the controller block down here and not up here, and so yeah, that's why it wasn't doing much of anything. So here we go. I should be able to put that there. Drop that in, bam, there we go. Now we are crafting our first pieces of steel. It is going to take some time. It's like 1200 seconds or something like that, so that's a few minutes there, 20 minutes I think, to get that done. So we'll just let that cook away. In the meantime, we are going to work on some other stuff of ours. Yeah, going to get some more coal cooking into coal coke, and then we can use that to keep on making more steel. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, back again, and I went and did a little more digging while I was waiting for various things to finish up, and in that time I've completed 2 of the steel, and it's got a 3rd one on its way. But if we go ahead and grab that, we finished the quest blast off. Earlier it had done the other part where, I had reloaded. It's been a night. I shut it down at night now instead of keeping it paused overnight. But anyway, yeah, it had already done the fireworks for getting the first steel when that first batch completed, and so now that it's got 2 batches, it's just a simple little quest complete there. If I look under the multi-block goals, that actually gets us, sorry, not multi-block, but the steam goals. That gets us our blast off steam or steel right there, and that unlocks several other quests, one of which being to make a flint and steel. And with the flint and steel, we can then go into the nether. Looks like we get a loot of like 16 obsidian, which is good. That's enough to make it. The other thing that I might end up doing then, and that was this tree. For whatever reason, they added now sound effects to this tree, so sometimes when you're close by it makes noise. A little creepy sometimes. Sometimes it whispers in a high-pitched voice secrets and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's a fun new little mechanic there. But anyway, yeah, we can get ourselves to the nether at this point. It also has the charcoal. I'm going to move away from it, sorry. It also has the charcoal pile. So you can bury a bunch of charcoal, light off the charcoal pile, and then let it make, I think it makes more charcoal than normal because you put logs in there, and when you break each one of the spot that a log occupies, it has a chance to drop more charcoal than just one each. So yeah, so there's that. The other thing that is going on, I've got more stuff running through here. Primarily it was 4 stacks of granitic mineral sand. I'm cooking it up into iron, but then I got all the materials I needed, because why waste time standing around when you can be in a hole mining away? And I have 2 stacks of calcite dust, 2 stacks of gypsum dust. I have a full stack of stone dust. I don't have a whole lot of clay dust yet. That's next up on the list, and then after that I also need to go out and get a bunch of clay, because this 7 stacks is not going to be enough, in order to cook it into bricks and then grind up the bricks and then take those the ground up brick plus this clay dust and make the next set of fire brick, because we now have, under the multi-block goals, the 2 times steel. So I can get the 24 fire bricks made, I can get the bricked blast furnace made, and complete this. Excuse me. As you can see, that quest also gives some coal coke, so that's good. And then I still have not accepted this yet. I'm still trying to remember where I saw the essence berries. But anyway, I did start going and collecting some of the quests. But the last thing I'll probably end up doing is make enough glass. I've got some ectoplasm in order to make some specter glass. And then the specter glass I can use underneath the nether portal so that the pigmen can fall through and I won't have to worry about them causing me problems, and I can put them in a pit with a whole bunch of punji spikes and let them have fun that way rather than coming into the world and possibly running amok or shooting fireballs at me or what have you. So yeah, that is on the list to complete, but getting that steel done was a pretty huge thing. So now we can start looking at all kinds of stuff, you know, an upgrade for our steel tools. Let's see here. I don't ever use the object submission station for quests. That's all right. But we can get to the nether. We can craft some molds because there are some new shapes for the extruder. Yeah, that's interesting stuff there. I can finally make my backpack. We can get into making wrought iron instead of just having regular iron. It's, you know, it's not hugely great, but the wrought iron is good for what is it? It is good for making slightly better tools. The tools have a little bit more durability than just their iron not components, anyway, companions. Yeah, so after that, steel, lots of steel everywhere, so I wanted to make sure I had everything necessary in order to make all 4 of those brick blast furnaces, and that way we can just be done with that quest. So in any case, I'm gonna go ahead and call this video here. I'm going to clean up this stuff, get stuff ready, and we'll see you guys in the next episode when we are tackling probably the nether. Till then.